Well, good afternoon, family. What's going on? It's your girl Bella one more time again, giving thanks and glory to God because y'all know, come on now, some of us did not wake up this morning. So, happy 4th. Can I say it's March 14th, 2022? I was listening to a friend of mine and she has an accent, obviously, because she's from Tanzania and I love my African New Tribe people. And the way she says 2022, I want to copy her. So, shout out to you, Nashi. I don't know if you're watching or not. I want to thank everybody for coming on, and y'all know what I do. Let's do the roll call. Thank you for coming on, Facebook family, YouTube family, Instagram family, Twitter family, and now my new LinkedIn family. I am so grateful that I'm streaming on 5 platforms at the same time. So, what are we talking about tonight? Well, Bella's going to continue to talk about Entrepreneurship 2022. And for those of you who follow me, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. To my right, for those of you looking, I've got two phenomenal people. And yes, I did advertise Jay Bailey, the infamous Jay Bailey, the man, my man. That would be my man. But you know what? Y'all know what happens, right? It's called life. Life always happens. But y'all know Bella. Bella got tricks up her sleeve because I got a million and one people that I know. And guess what? You're gonna meet someone who's dear to me, who works with Jail Bailey, who works with Jail Bailey. I said who works with Jay Bailey, not for Jay Bailey. And she's also a bad sister. I don't hang with nobody but bad sisters. And she's also an entrepreneur. So yeah, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship tonight. Y'all see Mason right to the right, and some of you know him and others don't. But let me give y'all some startling statistics, okay? Y'all know Bella do her read on, and I was doing a whole lot of politicking and reading and research, right? And this is what I came up with, y'all. Now, listen. I mean, lean into what I'm talking about. Remember, the topic is Entrepreneurship 2022. Do y'all know currently there's 31 million entrepreneurs according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. 31 million entrepreneurs in the United States of America. 16%. 16% are adults in the workforce. So what we're saying is out of the 31 million entrepreneurs, 16% of the 31 million are in what we call the adult workforce, okay? I found that very, very interesting. I did a little more digging since I do claim to be an entrepreneur full-time, for real, y'all. Y'all know I quit that good government job. We're going to talk about that later on. But anyway, I wanted to know what was going on during the pandemic, right? So I did some more digging, some more fact-finding, some more fact-checking. And here's what I also found. 5.4 million people in 2021 register as entrepreneurs to get that money. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that PPP money and all the other stuff out there. I thought that was interesting. 5.4 million in 2021 were registered as entrepreneurs. Now, we all know everybody doesn't register, everybody doesn't play above the board. There probably are much more, and the numbers are probably higher, but I'm just coming from statistical records as far as entrepreneurship. Something else that's interesting that my guests know about, that's Mason Wright, that you're going to hear about, as well as Chris Hale. You know, the first 2 years are critical, really the first 5 years. And I know, because I was holding on them good government jobs, not stepping out into the deep the way I am today, there's a lot of people who fail in the first 5 years, particularly in the first 2 years. And we'll talk about that. And what the statistics are saying now, and this is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they're saying about 20%, that's a good hard number, people fail in the first 2 years of entrepreneurship. So that's one of the purposes why I'm going to have this show continuously tonight, to talk about entrepreneurship. But what I have tonight is the youngest, and I do mean the youngest, that I believe is verified. Mason will correct me if I'm wrong, in the state of Georgia. He's the first 14-year-old in 2020 that registered to have his own restaurant business with the state of Georgia. And Mason will probably correct me with that. But what I'm going to do right now, after I threw my stats out, I'm going to have a little fun. I'm changing up my lineup, everybody. And I wanted to see what happened on March 14th several years ago. So here we go. This day on March 14th in 1964, Sirhan allegedly was found guilty for assassinating the president of the United States, which at the time was President John Kennedy. Also, what's going on this day, March 14th? I got two people that I'm fond of, Quincy Jones and Simone Biles. Y'all should know who they are celebrating their birthdays today. So, happy March 14th. Happy Motivational Monday. It's your girl Bella. I thank everybody for coming on and following us. We have a really good show tonight. The segment is Entrepreneurship 2021. And to my far right, I have the first and, like I said, the youngest entrepreneur for the state of Georgia who's registered, and he is a full-fledged entrepreneur along with being a full-fledged student. His name is Mason Wright. I'm going to have him talk about himself in a few minutes. Also, to my upper right in the square, that's not Jay Bailey, that's Chris Hale. Okay, family, I want y'all to wrap around. Y'all know we're going to show some love for my peoples. Chris Hale will explain who she is. She works for Jay Bailey. She'll tell y'all what she does with Jay Bailey in terms of the rice, which is totally awesome for the people in Atlanta who knows about the rice program. And she's going to talk about what she does, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to bring to the screen Mason Wright to talk about who he is, tell y'all what's going on, and we're going to move on in. So get your pens, get your questions, and let's go. All right, Mason, I set you up. Come on, Mason. Talk to the people and tell them who you are.
So,
So,
hello,
hello,
my
my
name is
name is
Mason,
Mason,
and
and
I'm
I
the youngest registered entrepreneur. I had to have a brick and mortar, and I started my business when I was around 9 years old, and I had a love for science, and I wanted to get science kits, but the science kits that I wanted that had all these robots and other things of that nature were pretty expensive. And so my mom said, if you want any more science kits, I'm not buying them. You're going to have to figure out a way to get your own money to buy your own kits. So I started thinking, I started doing odd jobs around my neighborhood, like walking dogs, washing cars, and mowing lawns. And I will say this, if you're going to walk like three dogs, and they're really big ones, make sure that you have a really good grab on them because you don't want to lose your customers German Shepherd running down the street. So, yeah. And that's when I realized when I went to the grocery store and I asked, could I have a job? But I was around 10 years old and they told me, no, you're too young. That's when I realized I could be an entrepreneur. So, on a trip to New York City with my sister and my mother, I saw in Times Square a whole bunch of hot dog carts, and I got to thinking, what if I brought this business concept back to Atlanta? So I did. And I took all the money I had saved for that trip, had left over. I bought my first little tiny red cart, and I went to birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, special gatherings, local field days. And then that's when I had to really think about it, and I wanted to improve on my business, on my brand. So I started to think about different ways to upgrade my business. So I did a lot of marketing, branding, and that's when it hit me. I should get a New York style hot dog cart. So I talked to my grandfather, I talked to my sister, and they said for your 12th birthday, you can have a New York style cart. And I did. And once I got the New York style cart, business was booming. It was great. It was fantastic. That's when we went to Morehouse campus. Morehouse campus was the place for the Shark Tank. They were doing Shark Tank tryouts, and I was super excited. I did not think I was going to be the only kid entrepreneur going into the Shark Tank. But so when I got there, I got really nervous and I just stumbled everywhere. But luckily, as I was literally walking to the bookstore, I saw the president of Morehouse literally right across from me. And then I asked him and told him my business pitch. And so he said, you can sell my canvas as long as you have all A's. And so I made it my personal mission to have all A's that entire school year, the entire semester. I did not get one B at all. And I was really proud of myself, really excited. I've been selling on the campus for about a year now, and that's when COVID hit. And as a business, I had to pivot. So I went back to my sister. I told her my business plan. We talked it over and we decided on getting a brick and mortar. And we've been looking and looking and looking. And then we realized right down the street from where we live is this restaurant. And we talked to the landlord and he said, "Of course you guys can come and sell here." And then I had a whole situation with the my business licensing because for some reason they couldn't believe that a 14-year-old could have a restaurant. But after some talking and some convincing, I finally got my restaurant open and I was super excited about it. On the first day, it was amazing. There was people everywhere. Miss Chris was there too, and it was really cool.
You done, Mason?
Oh
Oh
yeah, I'm
yeah,
done.
I'm just jumping. We're hanging.
Exactly. So with that said, I'm gonna let Chris come in and segue because I'm telling you, they're blowing up with the comments. I already knew, Mason, this is gonna be an awesome segment. I've got like 20 questions, but I wanted you all to get your story out. So Chris, come on in, talk about who you are, particularly with Jay Bailey, what you represent, and what's your relationship with Mason.
Hi, my name is Chris Hale, and I work at the Russell Center for Innovation. No, we switched the name. The Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. It was the Russell Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, but we wanted to make sure that we had our focus directly on entrepreneurs, changing it to Rice, Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. In my role, I am the executive assistant to the president and CEO, who is Jay. And I have worked with Jay, and Jay will never say I work for him. He will never say that. Um, I have worked with Jay for 9 years now. We started at another nonprofit, and he started another business, and I've been his EA for a very long time. And we got the opportunity at the Russell Center. We started here. And so the Russell Center is 54,000 square feet dedicated to Black entrepreneurs in the memory of Herman Jerome Russell, who was also an entrepreneur and heavily involved in the civil rights movement. And so also working at the Russell Center, I am also one of the members of the Russell Center. We call our members stakeholders, and a stakeholder is an entrepreneur. And we chose the word stakeholder because it isn't just that you give us money, you have a membership, and you go. You have a stake in what's happening here. You have a say in what's happening here. And so I too am one of the founding 100 stakeholders. I own a company called Dope Pieces, and it's a puzzle company. Thank you, Mason. Dope Pieces Puzzle Company. And also, it's how I met Mason. Mason came in for a meeting and he really wanted to meet Jay. Everybody wants to meet Jay and talk to him. He is a very intelligent person and as a wealth of information, has mentored me through a number of things. Any business I've started, anything that I've wanted to do, Jay has been the person that, I go to first typically. So I get that. So Mason came in and it was I remember the day it was funny because Mason came in and I don't always sit in on Jay's meetings. I have to really feel like it or want it or really be interested in the person. But I came in, said everybody, and Mason had a business plan. And I was hooked. I was like, I'm going to sit in on this meeting. And not only did I sit on the meeting, we called other people in and they sat in on the meeting just to hear Mason's story. And he was so passionate about it to be so young. I don't know how old he was. Maybe, how old are you now, Mason?
I am 15 now.
So I try to block it out. Like I try not to keep up with how old Mason is getting because I just can't believe it. But I think Mason was probably 12 when I met him. I think you were 12 when, yeah, when you came in for the first time.
Well, yeah, I was 12.
Say it again.
Yeah, I do believe I was 12 years old at the time.
Yeah. And he came in with his family and, his mom and his sister. But, the thing about Mason and the thing with Mason's Superdog is that it is Mason's company. It is not, he's not a front, he's not the face, and the family is back there doing everything for Mason. I have been there, like, for Mason's grand opening, for events. So we hire Mason too. Whenever we had events, we would bring Mason in. We do, like, we'd have movie nights, and we would have to bring in somebody to cater, and we would hire Mason. And I would be standing there, and his mom's, okay, so Mason, what are we doing right now? And Mason was supervising. He was supervising his aunt, his mom, his sister, and giving them directions. And it was impressive. And I love that mom gave him so much room to be the entrepreneur, to run his business. Now sometimes mom has to step in, but Mason is the owner and operator of this business. And so anything I can do, I'm going to help Mason.
I love it. Listen, 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 listen. Y'all already know my followers. Y'all know how I do. This is the pause, segue, listen, lean in. I'm going to recap because I'm telling y'all right now, the topic is Entrepreneurship 2022, but the for real topic is relationship. Okay? So I'm going to tell you how the three of us all interconnect. I met Chris Hale through knowing Jay Bailey. Y'all know that good government job. I ain't told my story yet. Working for the mayor's office. And I met Jay 7 years ago, to be honest with you, off and on. But like Chris said, you kind of have to identify and know movers and shakers. And although Jay wasn't in his current role, I knew he was going places, and I know how Bella roll. I roll with the big dogs. So long story short, I met Jay. Chris knows that. I met Chris in turn. She's an awesome EA. I've done that role many times over, and she keeps his calendar. And you better bet she keeps his calendar. And you better bet if she ain't got time for you, she ain't got time for you. Chris is one of the most professional, and I do mean it. I am not saying to be saying it. I have met 1,001 EAs to our influencers, but by far Chris is on it, doggone it. And I know Jay will never let you go. And to Chris's point, she's right. You never work for Jay, you work with Jay. And I'm telling y'all right now, and I know Chris, you tell him he can get this video. I'm going to publicly say thank you, Jay Bailey, on behalf of Chris Hale. Because if it was not for Jay Bailey, as you well know, Chris, supporting me along with I don't know how many entrepreneurs, for real, even being the mentor to Mason, I wouldn't be where I was today. Because Jay encouraged me. He supported me when I left the government job with the city of Atlanta, Chris. And he came on my show with no hesitation, no reservation. And he sold the very first seed that I've ever received in my entire life on the Bella Biz Unplugged. And for that, I am eternally grateful. So Jay can turn me down however much he want. He gets a pass if he can come on 5 minutes. But y'all gotta understand who don't live in Georgia. He has created this incredible space. I mean, I want Chris to talk a little bit more about it if she chooses. It's an incredible space. And I'm telling you, it is like the baddest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm sure he's going to replicate that throughout the United States of America. So as I'm slowing down, I want you all to hear more about Mason. But I want to appeal to the moms and the dads and the parents and the caregivers. Mason is what? Mason, are you 15 or 16 right now?
I am 15.
How old?
15.
Because I know those years really count. God forbid. You said the 1-6, right?
1-5.
1-5. So check this out, family. And I know a lot of entrepreneur moms. I'm talking to the parents, the providers, to any young person, 15 years, which you're looking at Mason or younger. Encourage them. When they come to you and talk about ideas like Mason do, support them. I'm telling you all, Mason says something very critical. I'm going to wind back. Listen, lean in, people. Mason said, and I quote, when I went to Morehouse, it's work, people, to push my business, to sell my hot dogs. I didn't even think I would be the only kid. Stop right there. Unlimited possibilities, y'all. Come on now. He said the magic word. I didn't think I would be the only kid. What am I saying? I'm saying this. Age is just a number. It don't matter. Race, ethnicity, it does not matter. Mason's mindset is why I'm gonna hang with my young folk. Cause he's thinking, I'm a kid, so what? I don't care I'm a kid. I'm going up in there anyway. That's my point. That's my point. Phenomenal. I don't even think Mason realized what he said. That's power, y'all. He said, I wasn't right. I wasn't realize I'm the only kid up in there. No, because he's all about the business. So, people, all I'm trying to do on this one segment, and I'm going to have many of them, encourage your young folks because I'm telling you, God rest my mom and dad. I had million one ideas. They were shot down every time because the mindset of my parents were go to college, get a good government job, which I did 4 times over, and you'll be successful. It's just not a disrespect, a diss to anyone. But like Chris says, Mason has an unusual high propensity when he has his mind set on something. He does it. Age doesn't matter. And it happens because I know his mom, his dad, particularly his mom and his sister. He has a loving family, a everyday family, y'all, just like y'all out there that supports him. It does make a difference. But even if you don't have the support, I'm talking to my young people, 15 and under, do it anyway. If you have a passion that you want to do something to become an entrepreneur and your parents or caregiver may be against it, do it anyway. That's all I'm trying to convey to my people. Do it anyway. Because I'm telling you, Chris knows it and I know it. Mason has no idea of the beautiful future that he has. And he's only 15.
Oh,
Oh,
you know,
I
I
would
would argue.
argue.
Mason
Mason
has
has
every
every
idea
idea
of
of
the
the
future
future
he
he
has
has
ahead.
ahead.
Mason
Mason
has
has
plans
plans
for the
for the
future.
future.
Like
Like
this
this
is
is
a small
small
part of
part of
what
what
Mason is
he's
doing
doing
right
right
now,
now.
but
But
Mason
Mason
absolutely
absolutely
has
has
a
a
huge
huge
glimpse
glimpse
into the
into the
future that he sees for himself. That much I know for sure. And I'm like looking at his face, and he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." But something else that I want to say that I love. I've worked with youth entrepreneurs for a long time. My background is working with young people, and so one of the things that impresses me about Mason and another young man that I had worked with in the past is that Mason and I'm like, think about this concept as an adult being able to say this. Mason will never work for anyone else. Mason will never have to work for anyone else. And me being now what 47 as of last month, I've worked for a number of people, and I didn't love every minute of it. And entrepreneurship is hard. Like, you know, Mason can attest to that. Anyone who's started a business themselves can say that entrepreneurship is difficult, but it's difficult a lot of times on your terms. You know, what are you willing to do? What do you want to do? How do you want to run your business? What, direction do you want to go in next, instead of being told, go this way, go that way, do this, do that. And I think that for me, when I meet youth entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs, it always makes me happy and kind of just have that revelation of they will never know what it is to work for someone else. Your customers, you will always be working for. You will always have someone that you have to answer to, sort to a certain level. But and I'll use the example of Mason. It's okay to talk about the truck when you asked me about the truck.
Yes, that was gonna be a sneak peek, but it's okay.
Well, no, I'm not going to give any details about the truck, but Mason had sent me a picture of, something that he was working on. And he said, I don't like any of these. Do you like any of them? And I was like, Mason, it doesn't matter if I like it. If you don't like it, it's up to you to go back to the people and say, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And when you have a boss, you have to do all that level of, well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? And I think that it will make Mason an incredible, he's already incredible, but make him that much more incredible because he is learning decision making right now, and decision making on a very large scale, even to the point now
Now,
Mason's not allowed to call me Miss Chris anymore. Not Auntie Chris, not Miss Chris. Mason has to call me what?
Chris.
Chris directly, because we are both entrepreneurs. And when you call me Miss Chris or Auntie Chris, I feel like, it's you stepping back or just kind of, and I understand that it's out of respect. And I get that. But I always want to function with Mason, entrepreneur to entrepreneur. I always want him to feel comfortable because Mason has a great deal of love and respect for me, and I know that. But I think that learning these things with somebody that you do love and respect early to be able to have those conversations, because Mason is going to be the person sitting at the boardroom. He's going to be sitting, he's going to be sitting at the table, he's going to have to make decisions, and he's making it already. And so I love watching him grow and step into himself and say, Chris, I got this idea, or Chris, I saw this, or Chris, I saw that. And growing as a man with his business. It is awesome. See, I don't know if you know that, Mason, but like watching you grow outside of watching your business grow, and you grow more comfortable as an entrepreneur and not just a kid entrepreneur, but growing into like a full-fledged I run this entrepreneur has been like one of my greatest joys. Like I love seeing you grow. And when you sent me back the update saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, I was so impressed because I got to see you. Like I was like, that's Mason. That's what he wanted. I can see what just it's also adults.
Oh, I love it. Let me tell you something, Chris. These questions are coming in. So, Mason, check this out. I got a couple of questions for you, but I want you to tell the story about the contest. You know how we talked about the
Oh
contest?
yes.
But before you do that, I got people up there wanting to get, and I've got a lot of young people. I'm telling you, Mason, I got to get you on the show every month because it's like when you come on the show, all the young people come out, right? So
I
here we
love it.
go. We got a question from Ashley. Ashley said, Mason, as a young entrepreneur, what hardships do you often face?
As a young entrepreneur, I would say one of the hardships I face is that people taking me seriously when I say this is my business. There's no one else in the back. I'm not just the face of the business. It's actually mine. My name is on the building and on all the certificates. It's me. I, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I was on mute. I was trying to pull all these questions. You're right. Ashley's also saying the best vegan dog in all of Georgia. Let me say I can attest to that, and I love me some hot dogs. Mason got so many daggone favors. Mason, no, I can't. I don't know which one to get. Maybe I need to buy all one of them. I don't know. But anyway, y'all got to come on out, and then let me just slow down. Mason, tell the people who live in the local area in Georgia where your stand is. Where's your
Uh,
business?
our location is 3275 Snapfinger Road, Suite H.
And if someone wanted to check you out online, do you have a website?
Yes, and it is called Mason Superdog at masonsuperdog.com.
Well, as the comments come in, I have to read some of them. I got to get some sponsorship going on. You know what I'm saying, Mace? I need some money up in here. So here we got Michelle Walker Davis. She's out of Jersey. I love this. These kids today are going for it. Congratulations, Mason. I'm telling you, it's nothing but the fire. But I want you to tell the people about your contest of the hot dog contest because it's like a great contest and it's a great story. So tell the people your story, Mason.
Oh, the hot dogging contest we had? Oh, that was great. So we hosted a hot dog eating contest, and we had two of our contenders. We had our Wonder Boy, and we had someone else. I forgot his nickname. But they ordered the same hot dog, and one day we asked, "Would you like to be in a hot dog eating contest?" Um, it was pretty great. I don't. Wonder Boy did not win, sadly, but he did get his coupon though. He did get his two free Wonder Dog coupons.
I also, Mason, want you to tell the folks when Ashley and I came out. Remember that particular event that you had, which you had other young entrepreneurs. Talk about that, Mason.
Oh yeah,
Oh
the
yeah, the
KBF,
KBF,
the
the
Kids
Kids
Business
Business
Fair.
Fair.
So the Kids Business Fair is basically we teach teen youth entrepreneurs how to start a business, how to build their business plan, and how to actually get business experience in with the field they're in. So like say for instance someone wanted to do smoothies. We would work out a plan of where you would get your fruit, what type of equipment you would use, and every Sunday when the restaurant was closed, you would come out and you would set up and you would sell your smoothies.
I want to add, as Chris knows, Mason is incredibly, I want to say incredibly modest. Now, when I went out there, now I know this kid, and I'm saying kid respectfully. As Chris says, I have a respect level because, like Chris says, he's truly an entrepreneur, right? So when I went out there to get the hot dog, and I'm always going to support Mason whenever I can, we're going to talk about that. Supporting black businesses, y'all. Come on, supporting black businesses. I'm going to slow down a little bit on that one. I got out there and I was pleasantly surprised to see, I don't know, it was 4 or 5, Mason. It was several young entrepreneurs that Mason had set up in their prospective stations. And as you went up to his location, he had them on the property. So there was someone selling lemonade, candy, different things. I think I bought a pair of sandals, Mason. I bought a bunch of stuff. But it was to my surprise, and I want to bring Chris in this conversation. I saw Mason replicating what the Rice Center does and be when I worked for the weed program during that period, setting up entrepreneurs to showcase their business. I was blown away. So what is Bella saying? Not only is he a young entrepreneur, as Chris and I say all the time, a serious entrepreneur, a full-fledged entrepreneur, he's also reach one, teach one, already understands the village concept. Let me bring my comrades, my colleagues, showcase them as well, and let them also sell goods and services. For that, I applaud you, Mason. And I told you, Mason, sometimes promises come later. I said, Mason, whatever you want me to do, we're going to start a segment. Remember, Mason, we talked about this, bringing on his colleagues, because I want people to know there's a choice, y'all. You don't have to work for corporate America. We're not denouncing anything. What we're saying is there's no limitations and there's no age on becoming an entrepreneur. Chris knows I'll get her on my show. I've been trying to get Pinky Cole back for the last 2 years. I don't know, Chris. It ain't gonna probably happen now. But when
Man,
we
Pete's so busy.
but when we talked 3 years ago, I wish you guys could hear. She came to the weed program, Chris, and she was talking. And I wish you all could have heard the passion. And she said the same things Mason said. She said, let me tell you something, Bella. What y'all see in Slutty Vegan right now, I've been working since I was 3 years old. 3 years old. She's a homegirl like me from Baltimore. She had a lemonade stand at 3 years old. What am I saying? Y'all, Chris said it. She's going to come back on and talk about it. It's hard work, but you know what I like about entrepreneurship? The ties and flows, the ebbs and flows. But guess what? To be your own boss, to set your own schedule, and to grind and shine 24/7 or however you set your schedule is very, very important because what you're doing is leaving a legacy behind. So I'm going to bring Chris back on as we have this discussion, a very open discussion about entrepreneurship, y'all. What does that look like for you all? It might look differently, but I want Chris to come on and I want her to brag, and I do mean brag about the rice, because y'all don't know what I know. It is some phenomenal things happening in Georgia, throughout the United States of America, but we're going to focus in on where we are right now. So, Chris, come on up, represent Jay well, because I know Jay's energy. I can hear him in my head as he talks about all the wonderful opportunities, the collaborations, and just the simple concept of us helping us in the entrepreneurship world.
So
So
Mr. Russell had a legacy of helping people get started to move forward, to start their business. And so when Mr. Russell passed away in 2014, his oldest son, Jerome, Jerome had the idea. He had gone done some traveling and saw something similar and wanted to create something in his father's name, that was bigger. So in 2018, we opened up, the Russell Center. We started the process of doing this. And a lot of people will come through and say, well, are you like this? Are you like this? And no, we're not like any of those things, because we have so many components of other things. We're part co-working space, incubator space. We have events that are held here. We hold classes that are here. We have what's called our Big Ideas Continuum, which help businesses grow from the idea phase all the way up to scale. So if you come in and say, I think I want to do this, I have an idea of wanting to be an entrepreneur, but I'm not altogether sure about what I want to do, or I've been thinking about this, we can take you from the idea phase and move you along the continuum to developing your business, to accelerate your business, to help execute on a higher level, and then move into scale. So we have entrepreneurs across the continuum, and not just tech. I know a lot of people tend to focus on tech, but I own a puzzle company. I'm probably the least tech business, there is. But I know that if I have a question about fundraising or needing to get a loan, we have, in part of our tenant partnership, ACE, which is Access to Capital for Entrepreneurs, as well as GMIN, that has a number of programs that are helpful for entrepreneurs, and AWBI, which is Atlanta Wealth Building Initiative, in the building with us, that's looking to close the wealth gap for entrepreneurs as well. We have a relationship with Invest Atlanta, Metro Atlanta Chamber, Black Atlanta Chamber, and so many people that come through with these relationships built on helping entrepreneurs, whether it's financially, making the next move, what to do next. And even for my business and shipping and ordering, Jay is always thinking of ways to help entrepreneurs, to help them grow and to help their businesses grow, whether it's, with a retail academy to teach you how to get from, selling shirts outside of, your small office or your trunk of your car, to getting into big box stores like Target, or to, the first thing that came to my mind, showing my age, was the Sears. But to help you to get into big box stores and be successful there. We have relationships with those people. We have relationships with Target. We have a relationship with the Atlanta Hawks, which I think is great because their marketing is phenomenal. We had workshops where we sat down with the head of marketing, and we had, I think it was like a 6-week program where they came and talked to the entrepreneurs. We went over to the, State Farm Arena and had courses there and workshops learning how to grow our business. And so I love, what Bella says about Mason wanting to duplicate that. And it's because Mason has had help himself. One of the things that Mason does a number of things that I love, but one of the things that Mason does is he asks for help. And when you talk about wanting to start a business, for all you young people that are listening, you have to ask questions, because you're not just born knowing. You can have an idea, but there's, what paperwork do I need? Getting your LLC, getting your business license, getting your Duns and Bradstreet, getting all those things that you don't know coming in from the very beginning. And Mason is never scared to ask a question. Like, there's literally no dumb question. There isn't anything that you should be afraid to ask in starting your venture. Learning how to talk about it, learning how to have those conversations, and I'm very protective of Mason and very very honest with him. Mason is super sweet. He's really nice, but I'll be like, Mason, this isn't right. Do it this way. Or, consider this, think about this, do this. And you need to make sure you have, this in order. Mason also listens. Being an entrepreneur and asking, for mentorship and asking for advice, they want to see that what you're telling them and the advice that you're giving them is actually showing up in some way. And so in his time talking to Jay and spending time with me and any other mentors, and he doesn't just have one, he has many, they can see the fruits of their labor and pouring into Mason in his business. And so the same thing working here for the Russell Center, you always want to see your entrepreneurs growing and making sure that the information that you're giving them is helpful. And it is really rewarding to see them grow. And I'm sure for Jay, anytime he sees me, make an update to the business or grow in my entrepreneurship journey, because I'm still really new. Dope Pieces came about in 2014, and the puzzles that are behind me now don't look like the puzzles that I started out with. The quality of the work and, how I put the packaging together. You have to grow as an entrepreneur. And so I'm speaking to those people who are asking Mason questions about how to get started and how to do this. Focus on what you want, decide on what kind of business you want and how you want it to go, and find people to ask questions. When you go to a restaurant, when you do business with other people who may do things similarly, like you want to do, see what you like and see what you don't like, and duplicate those things or take those things away. And so in this time and working with Jay and working at the Russell Center and even seeing Mason grow, um, my friend had this thing that she told me. She says, take the meat and leave the bones, meaning take the things that are meaningful to you, eat those, and throw the bones out, the things that don't have anything to do with you. And so here at the Russell Center, I love that we have so many things for different entrepreneurs. So we have meat for the people that need that. We have potatoes for the people that need that. And so we offer a lot of components and a lot of classes and a lot of ways for people to learn, and even down to the way that we build out the offices in the space, different chairs, different couches, different places for people to sit in the way that they need to work. Like, I don't want to sit at a desk all day. Sometimes I want to sit on the couch. Sometimes I want to, sit somewhere comfortably. And so I feel like I'm going off on a tangent. I'm intersecting between being an entrepreneur, being at the Russell Center, and then my time with Mason. Oh, you got something.
No, this is good. Let me tell you something. This is exactly what we're vibing. We're vibing. It's so many questions. Y'all gonna have to just put the questions out on my DM so I can get on the basis. I mean, it's loads of them, and we're running out of time because what I really want to do, I want to take the next 5 minutes for Mason to kind of do a recap, a call to action, give some of his advice to particularly the young people. I want you all to be aware, probably maybe April, May, or June, Mason will get together and I want to try to start having some segments of some of his colleagues. Mason knows a lot of young entrepreneurs. I am telling y'all, be what you can see, but you need to see what you can be. And I understand that's very powerful. But Mason, you have so many people who love you. I got to throw a couple of shout outs. We've got Bernadette Seabrook. Hey, Bernadette. She sold me my home. Love Bernadette. She says, your hot dogs are awesome. And yes, they are, Bernadette. I got to stay away from Mason because y'all know I'm about to eat 10 of them bad boys. You got somebody else special on there. I mean, they coming in. My God, Mason. Everybody knows Miss Helen Butler. We love Miss Helen. Thank you, Miss Helen. Miss Helen says Mason dogs are the best. Yes, they are. And thanks to Chris talking about just the Morehouse things that you've done, Mason, along with coming to the Russell Center. I'm going to have a little something, something, Mason. We're going to go off script. I think I'm going to have you come and do my event. I was thinking about having it catered, but you know what? This is what we're talking about, Chris. We got to use each other. And I said, you know what? The event I'm going to have in my home, I can have Mason to come in, right? Cater that.
Mason, what big catering job was that for? You remember the big catering job that you
Your
did?
mic is going up and down.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The big catering event that you did, this is it, right?
Oh, yes. And I just got done doing a birthday party as well.
Yeah,
like not too
so
long ago.
you're in good hands with this young man catering your event.
So Mason, what I want you to do, because I'm gonna have Chris come back on one more time. I want Chris to give her credentials, but I want you to tell people, come on, Mason. We gotta market your website, where you're located, how they can get a hot dog. I got people saying I live in Maryland, D.C., New York, Virginia. Can I get a hot dog? I don't think Mason's there yet, but I'm gonna let him tell you.
We're trying to find an but we're trying. That's one of our plans.
Okay, so take the next 5 minutes to tell people how to contact you, give them your social media handles, and tell them if you can get a hot dog in Baltimore, Maryland, or New York City.
All right. You can follow me on Instagram at Mason Superdogs. You can also follow me on Facebook at Mason Superdogs. And we are open from Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 6. And we are hoping to get a food truck up and running by the 1st of May. That is our mission and goal. Just the one food truck up and running by the 1st of May.
And Mason, do you have any upcoming events? The month of March or April?
Um, for March and April, I would say we're probably gonna work with our KBFers a little bit more, and we might need look for another location for our KBFers so they can really grow their businesses.
What is the KBF?
What's the KBF? The people who
Oh, the
don't know.
KBF is the Kids Business Fair. So once every other week we meet and we discuss about what progress they've made with their business, like what branding they've done, marketing, or what they've done to put their business really just out there. And then on Sunday, they come and then they sell and they get real experience.
Now, Mason, I had a couple of questions before we close out. Are you hiring? And if you're not hiring, how do you hire your people to work for you?
So we're not hiring yet. We are not hiring yet, but we will be soon, very soon. And when we do hire, we look at credentials and we look at and we also train you. And we look at how fast you can move through the kitchen and how fast you can make a hot dog and you're timed with it.
Well, Mason, I want to say thank you for always answering Bella. You know, I don't like when people say no, and you never say no to me. Before I
Okay.
close out, I'm going to bring Chris back, but I'm going to do a recap. I want you all to know this is serious business. We're having fun. This young man is serious. Okay, I love to brag on him because honestly, he is the youngest entrepreneur that I have ever met, and I've met a lot of entrepreneurs. By far, Chris, he is the most dynamic. He is all that we say we are in the bag of chips. Trust me. I'm not even going to talk about his sister. I'm not even going to talk about his mama. Okay, y'all? Just know what me and Chris are saying. He's the bombdiggity.com. Y'all hear me? So, young folk, get yourself together because Mason and I will get together probably May, June-ish and bring all his lovely colleagues because I want y'all to see, right? Be the change you want to see. But sometimes I understand you got to see it. So I'm going to make sure Mason come on here with all of his entrepreneur colleagues. It's a lot of them, y'all. So I don't want to hear no excuses. If I coulda, woulda, shoulda, maybe. Oh, what my mom and what my dad said. Mm-mm. If you have the drive, if you have the vision, and it's no, you don't take no to no hostage, get out there and do what you're doing, okay? I'm going to bring Chris back. She's going to talk about how, if anyone's interested in the local market for the Rice Center, she's also going to close out talking about her dope puzzle. Because guess what, y'all? I'm going to endorse Chris and I'm going to buy me a dope puzzle. You think I'm not? I have not seen a African American puzzles made just for y'all. Us. Come on, y'all. So I'm going to bring Chris back. She's going to wrap up about rice, but she's going to end with dope puzzles and she's going to tell y'all how she can be reached, located. And I want y'all to get out of here and spend this $6 trillion that African Americans, we are the highest consumers. Let's start putting our dollars back into the community, y'all. I ain't playing. So come on back up in this room, Chris, and take us home, girl.
Yeah, they're really good puzzles too.
Hey. So the Russell Center just had its orientation for its next level of entrepreneurs. We'll be opening up again the next quarter. Let's see, what are some resources at the Russell Center? Hey, Ashley. I'll tell you that you can go to russellcenter.org is our website. If you want to come in for a tour, if you want to set up time to speak with one of our program managers, you can do that. But we have a relationship with King and Spalding. We have a relationship with various accountants. And then people, instructors that are here to help you guide you through your business. So if you're looking for a specific resource, you can go to russellcenter.org and put your questions in there and somebody will get back to you. Our team is really small. We're not small, we're growing. And so sometimes it may be a bit of a delay because we are working with our entrepreneurs here. But go on and send a message or you can email me at khale, KHALE at russellcenter.org. And then to reach me for Dope Pieces Puzzle Company, you can go to dopepieces.art. I just got a new shipment of puzzles in, so they are all up and ready to go. I'll be packing these up tonight and sending them out. Or and also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook under Dope Pieces Puzzle Company, and you'll get an opportunity to see and meet some really great artists. We focus on artwork from Black and Brown artists that positively represent the Black and Brown diaspora. So yeah, hit me up at Dope Pieces or come and see me.
And listen, I'm getting ready to give a shameless plug because it's my show and I can do what I wanna. Chris, look behind you. See if you can actually get a puzzle and maybe show them. I mean, I'm a show and tell girl so they can see. And then, Chris, I know what they don't know. Talk a little bit about your overwhelmness of asking for money because you know it's hard for us to ask for money for our own selves. Your campaign, how you fundraise, exceeded your goal, and just that was just so phenomenal seeing it on Facebook. Chris, talk a little bit about that, please.
So I got my first loan through ACE, Access to Capital from Entrepreneurs, and so I received money from there. And then I did a community fundraising campaign through Honeycomb, and it was great. They were so helpful in that journey, and I was able to raise just above $35,000 for the puzzle company doing that. And so Honeycomb. You can look them up and they help entrepreneurs and they do it through community. So if and you pay the money back. So if Mason invests, which they did, thank you so much for that. So if you invest $1,000, you get your $1,000 plus, I want to say 9.75% back over a 5-year period. And so they come out, they shoot video for you, they promote on their site. And then not just are you promoting through your social media, they also help you through your social media accounts. Also looking at grants and other loan opportunities. But Alice, hello, Alice is great. Keeping Lisk is great for any grants that are available. And so, really, just kind of keying into those people that will continue to, you know, send out information for grants, loans, and opportunities. And so I feel like once you let people know that you're looking for something and say something, let people know that you're looking for funding, you're looking for grants, you don't want to pay the money back, you're looking for loans, you're looking for let people know what you're looking for and provide them opportunities to invest, whether it's through Kickstarter or another crowdfunding source like that. And it also helps to promote your business when you start letting people know that you're looking for something. And especially if it's a Black owned business or a female owned business or a woman owned business, people are always looking to support and help and give you the capital and funding that you need to get your business started. So funds are out there. And I have had people tell me, like, nobody comes here and asks for this money. Start asking for the money and start letting people know that you are looking for capital.
I'm telling you, you guys heard it from the best. Mason, it's just, you know how my spirit moved me because I love Bella Unplugged. That's what unplugged mean, y'all. We're unscripted. We go with the flow. Mason, I know you have things in your heart, but I'm feeling led. It's a lot of young people looking at you, right? As you know, always. Tell them what's on your heart. I want you to close out strong, Mason, because I feel this sense of fear, and we all face it, facing, right? Fear, false evidence appearing real, but we have to do it anyway. And I know there's a lot of young people who, Mason, are stuck between, I've told my parents, they don't understand me, they don't believe me, they've shut me down, or I haven't told my parents. I'm fearful because I kind of know what they're going to say. I want you to speak to those people. You're on your level, Mason, that have great ideas. Who are the next Jeff Bezos, the next Bill Gates, whoever. Because I know a lot of times, I'm saying this from my heart, Mason, my parents didn't know what my parents didn't know. I had amazing ideas. But because I listened to my parents, I really listened to everything they said to me. I didn't step out, right? I want you to talk to those people, Mason, and encourage them because it's something in you, Mason, that I'm attracted to that I love. Like mindedness, right? Because you are unstoppable and so am I. Talk to those people, Mason, and help somebody tonight come out their shell and do it anyway.
So, encouraging words that I would say would have to be, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So if you want to start your business and if you need help, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. And one more thing. There we are hiring for the summer. You have to be willing to say, "Welcome to Mesa Superdogs, home of the Superdog." We know it's our theme is superheroes, and we are hoping for another location next year. Next year, we're gonna start looking for it. And the food truck, will be you'll see the food truck at the restaurant, so you can get your pictures and sneak peeks of it coming this May.
Okay, so Mason, the food truck will be on the same property where we come get your hot dogs anyway. Is it going? Are you going to be going through the neighborhoods eventually at some point?
Oh
Oh
yes,
yes,
we
we
do
do
plan on
plan
doing
on doing
it
it
with the
with the
food
food
truck,
truck.
I
and
And
there
can.
there,
as
as
quite
quite
steps
steps
there,
there,
may
I mean,
And
milkshakes
here's
for
my
the
on
milkshakes
the
question:
on the
way.
way.
What? How many hot dogs do you have on your menu to date?
We
We
have
have
16
16
hot
hot
dogs
dogs
on the
on the
menu
menu
today.
today.
We
We
are
are
adding
adding
more
more
very
very
soon.
soon.
Well, I'm going to take the opportunity to thank both my guests, Mason Wright, along with Chris Hale. Mason representing his own company, and it's Mason Superdogs, and Chris Hale representing the Russell Center. For people who live here, we know what that word means. It is GOLD, gold. And she's also representing her own company. It's called Dope Puzzles. So if I were you all, you know what I always say. Get out there, y'all. We are black owned and we are proud of it. It's Black Brilliance 365 days in the year. And I'm telling y'all, if we don't start, if we haven't, promoting and supporting each other, well, again, here we go. That's another segment. So without further ado, I would like to thank Mason. I'd like to thank Chris, and I'm going to go off script, even though I don't have a script. And I'm going to say, wow, y'all. I'm going to take 2 minutes and say thank you. Shout out to Ambassador Andrew Young, because I am telling y'all right now, Bella's voice, I am still tired from Saturday night. I have never christened Mason, never. And I've been to a lot of events over the last 20 years. Went to an event on Saturday night, March 12th, at the Georgia World Congress Center with over 1,800 people celebrating Ambassador's 90th birthday party. I'm going to tell you something, Mason and Chris. I started looking at people's social medias on Sunday, Chris and Mason. I was like, I didn't even see him. The room was so large, half the people I didn't even see, and I was in the room. But I just want to say it was an honor, it was a privilege to service and work for and with that whole committee. It was an awesome, awesome night. I'm telling y'all, I'm still flying high. I mean, from the gifts to the lineup, Chris and Mason, to all the awesome videos and the people in person and seeing all the mayors and just, oh my God, everybody, Chris and Mason. I'm getting ready to go back to bed because I am tired. Because, Chris, you know me, I can't stop talking. And Mason, you know how Bella rolled now. I was trying to get involved in the room. It was so many phenomenal people, Chris. And I saw Jay. Check this out, Chris. I can say it right publicly. I looked at Jay's Instagram. I think it was yesterday. I was like, hey, there's Jay and his wife. I didn't even see him, Chris.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
so many people. So I want to say thank you to the team. A particular shout out to Miss Sylvia and Miss Petra for being gracious to honor myself and my daughter. It was the first time we volunteered, and we'd be happy to do it again. Ambassador Andrew Young, you know we love you. You're supposed to celebrate your birthday for the rest of the year. I'm sure I'll have you back on my show, but happy, happy birthday. Happy 90th years young. We love you. We know you are our Atlanta treasure icon, and we thank you for just being here. So, on behalf of Chris and Mason, I like to say thank you to everyone. We're going to have an awesome show next Monday. Yeah, Bella getting up there, y'all. We got a lot going on. We're going to be talking about breast cancer and a serious tip on next Monday at 7. So, I want to say thank you to everybody. God bless Chris and God bless Mason. And I want you all to really have a great evening. Stay safe, be well, and until next Monday, I'll see you soon.